Welcome back to another video of being Ashley for real. As you can see from the title, you already know what we're going to be talking about, how I got fired. But before we talk about that, I'm going to insert a clip because I did go get my Brazilian wax, and then I'm going to show you guys my experience and how I reacted. But honestly, I think I did good this time, y'all. I did good. It really didn't hurt this time, and I'm proud of myself. So here we are. All right, you guys, so I just got here. Let's see.
You want to record the experience?
Yeah, I'm gonna record, girl. My facial expression. I already told them I'll be nervous.
Gotta get you a tripod.
I know.
I had one and I broke mine. Like I don't feel like going to buy a new one because I'm like turn around and super glue this thing back together. Okay.
Right.
Because it was a good one too. Okay, so I'm just gonna cut the skin dry. Just relax, you know.
Okay.
You don't have as much hair as we started with, so it should be less, you know?
Okay.
And then I'm going to need you to use one of your hands to pull on the skin, because the more the skin is taut, the less
painful it is.
Okay. Because I can get one nice pull, and the hair comes out. Draw my powder just to keep you dry so that it waxes a hair properly to the hair.
Okay.
And I just like wax. One of my clients think wax makes it feels better.
Right. It do. Like I feel so good. Like I was telling them that I don't even have, like, you know how your hair grow back and you start to be itching like crazy. It didn't even do that.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, I gotta keep going here because.
And soon we're gonna step the product game up. So you can see I have my products. I'm not gonna just push it on you, but I want you to see how you feel with the tea tree cut after if you're still getting ingrown. Okay. My product, the PFE Vanish.
Okay.
It's amazing for ingrown hair because it has glycolic, lactic, and salicylic acid. Okay. So salicylic acid is a BHA. That's called beta hydroxy acid. What that does is go in your pores. It's oil soluble, so it penetrates through all the pore, all the oil in our skin, and clean out the gunk. People with acne-prone skin usually use that. Okay. Right? And then AHAs, that's glycolic lactic, that exfoliate the skin for you, so you don't have to exfoliate. All you gotta do is just roll it on like a roll-on. Okay. And it goes and you start seeing your skin shed a little bit, but that's good. You want all that dead skin, all that buildup to come off. And actually, it has chronovite, and its active ingredient is called kojic acid. Kojic acid is it's a natural brightening property. So it doesn't lighten you; it reverses your skin back to its natural color. Gotcha. So over years of damage in our skin gets darker. Right. Pigmentation is to protect us. Yes. So it helps to revert it back, and then it takes 6 to 8 weeks for you to see this full result. But I have a lot of clients who say they see in a week their ingrown start to subside. Okay. Yeah, and I need to get that. After 6 to 8 weeks, your skin brighten up. It's more easy to deal with, and you can use it at discretion, like twice a week, 3 times a week. Okay. Whenever you feel, or after a wax, Right. Yeah, I definitely. And it lasts for about 4 to 6 months, depending on how much you use it. I use it once a day, and then I go in with my fur oil because fur oil, it's a little pricey, but it's the best oil. It's made just for your vagina. Okay. But the bonus is it's so hydrating, it's so good, it's cruelty free, no parabens that you can use in your hair for shine, for silkiness. You can use in your cuticles to keep it healthy. Mix it in your lotion for hydration in your body. It's awesome for people who don't shave at all, who's all natural. Keeps their hair healthy. And it makes your hair strong. So when I wax, instead of it breaking off, it comes off in one pull. Right. Makes it easier for you to wax. So those are the products that I have now. That's really awesome for the bikini area.
Whew. I think I got my mind together today, so I think I'm not like last time, but it's still I think I'm doing better.
That's how you want to be, like.
Right.
I don't jump at all when I get waxed.
You don't, girl, please.
I'm having a full conversation, cracking up, talking. It's the consistency.
Yeah, it is.
That's to keep waxing, because this is what your second one, right?
This is my second one.
That's gonna help you with the ingrown. Sometimes our body goes through this purging session because you're taking the hair right out the root. Right. It's not like cutting it in half. It's actually coming out. So sometimes your body's gonna have to adjust to it a little bit, Right. But after that, it helps with the ingrown so much more than shaving and nair. Less, and you've seen how long it took your hair to grow back. Right. So that's the benefit of it.
I definitely like it.
You felt smoother.
Right. Cleaner. Yes, I did, girl. Like a baby's bottom. Shoot, it was real smooth.
It's definitely a lifestyle. Like, people say it's a luxury. I feel like it's a lifestyle because, hair hold odor.
To do this video. So we're going to talk about how I got fired. So, you know, I can't say the name of the hospital or the names of the people, you know, involved, but I do got code names. I do got, as far as the people that work there, my manager, she's going to be Gorilla in this video. The team lead is going to be Monkey. And then the lead pharmacist is going to be the Elephant, okay? So I'm just going to go like that, and I'm just going to say hospital instead of saying the exact place where I work. Now, if you follow me on IG and you follow me on Facebook, you do know where I work because I did post it when I was happy that I got the job. So let's get into the story. Okay, so as you guys know, in the past, let's talk about the first hospital I worked at. That was last year when I worked at that particular hospital. I posted that too on my page. So I worked there. I ended up getting into a bad car accident, and I was out for 3 months. And basically after that 3 months, I came back and I still had a job. Nobody never told me that, oh, we have to fire you because you have met, you know, this amount of occurrences, therefore. So I still had a job, and yeah, I still had a job. So when I got the offer from this other hospital recently, I did accept the job because I always wanted to work at this hospital. It was basically my dream. My sister worked there as well. So when I had the interview, of course, I always inform you know, the people there that I do have lupus, and you know, sometimes I can't control when I get sick. So I thought they understood, you know, my situation as far as my health. So I want to say July. Yes, July. I was in the hospital for 2 weeks. I had been going to work, basically going and calling out because at first it was my throat, and then as the days went on, it was my lymph node, the side of my lymph nodes here. It was very swollen, like extremely swollen, like to the point I was crying. I had to leave work because I was crying because it was hurting so bad. Could barely eat anything. So that night I went to the hospital to see what was going on. A different hospital, not the hospital that I work at. I went to a different hospital to see what was going on with me and why this is causing, you know, so much pain. So they ran tests, and he gave me antibiotics. He really didn't really say what the problem was. He just gave me antibiotics. So I didn't take the antibiotics. I just don't take medicine just to take medicine. First of all, I hate taking antibiotics. I hate taking antibiotics because with females, it give you yeast infection. So you have to take a probiotic with it. And I just didn't want to go through all that. And I thought that maybe it'll go away on its own. So I did my little research online. Did my little research online. It said that I could do some turmeric, drink some turmeric tea, put a heating pad on it. So I was doing all the remedies to avoid, you know, calling out more for work and getting myself better on my own. So, what was it? That Saturday I went in. I wasn't feeling good. I went into work. I told him what was going on with me. Blah, blah, blah. So when I came back from one of my first round, I came back and like I just couldn't do it no more. I just started crying because I just couldn't hold it in. I'm very emotional. I'm a very emotional person. So when I'm hurting, sometimes I can hide it. But if it's like extremely bad, then baby, you're going to be seeing tears. You're going to be seeing tears because I don't like to hide. You know, what's the point of hiding how you feel? So I had to end up going home, and then they was gonna see if they could find coverage for me. So went to my sister's house later that day, and still wasn't feeling well. She could tell because I wasn't really eating. I'm greedy. I love to eat, and she could tell that something was wrong because you know, I was barely eating. So I ended up telling her. That's the only person I had told at that moment, you know, because I didn't want to worry, you know, my parents and anybody else. So I only told my sister. I always confide in her first. About anything that's going on with me. She's always like the first person I go to. Love you, sis. So yeah, I told her, and then I ended up getting a text later that night from the team lead. So that's the Monkey. I ended up getting a text from the Monkey that night, and she ended up telling me that she could cover my shift. So I was like, thank God, thank you Jesus, that you know that she could cover my shift, so I didn't have to go in, you know, Sunday. So Monday, you know, I was trying to get myself all together. Sunday, you know, get myself together, make sure, you know, heating pad, ice pack, all that. Taking Tylenol, ibuprofen, all that. I was taking all that to make sure that when I go in on Monday, I wouldn't have to leave. So when I went in on Monday, I was still hurting. It was even swollen. Like it was like this big. It was way swollen. Like you can even tell, like if you look at me, you could tell that my neck is like, it was swollen because it was that big. And like, so, like again, I reported to my shift in ICU. I told the pharmacist what was going on with me, that I really didn't feel good. She told me that you need to take care of yourself because, you know, because you can't do nothing without your health. I mean, if your health go down, what can you do for you? So I said, you're right. And I'm always the person that's gonna have, I'm always the person that's gonna take care of my health first. And really, that particular hospital, like every situation when I didn't feel good, I always seemed like I had to hide it. And that's not like me. I'm the person that's gonna always speak up when there's something wrong with me. But the gorilla, I'm looking at my sheet because I'm, you know, but the gorilla, the manager, she, like, how she treated me as far as my health, I just didn't really want to say nothing because it's always a problem when I say I don't feel good. And I thought that was just horrible and disrespectful because, first of all, when they hired me, I told them all this. I told the manager, the gorilla, I told the team lead, the monkey, and I told the lead pharmacist, the elephant, that my situation. So I thought they were very understanding about what was going on with me and that I can't control what I was going through. So anyway, back to that Monday. So I went and I ended up telling the lady that makes the schedules. I won't say her name either. But yes, the lady that makes the schedule, I ended up telling her about what was going on with me, and she said, "Well, if it's an emergency thing, you need to go see about you. You need to go, you know, see what's going on, and then, you know, go from there." So I was like, "You're right." So I ended up going to I could say this hospital because I don't work there. I ended up going to Emory, and at first they thought it was something dealing with my lupus. I had a whole team. I had an infectious team. I had a rheumatologist team. I had a primary team. I had all three teams and working on me to see what was going on. Because I went in, and yes, I did have joint pain. So I was assuming maybe it's the joint pain that's affecting my lymph nodes. So that's the first thing they always, like when I go to the hospital, that's something they always gonna check, because lupus, they think it can cause anything to act up. Like if I have a cold, it can affect my joints, like, you know, something like that. So when I went to the hospital and they checked me, they ended up admitting me into the hospital because they still couldn't find out what was going on or where the swelling was coming from. And like I said, they still didn't even know if it was my lupus or not, because I was still having a joint pain, but my lymph node was also swollen and very painful. So I ended up getting admitted. They ended up testing me throughout that day. They tested me for everything in the book, honey. All kinds of STDs. They mono, that kissing disease, everything you can think of, they tested me for, because they wanted to rule out wherever, you know, anything possible what it could be. So they tested me for everything. Then as I was there, I want to say 2 days later, when I was there, my throat started hurting really bad, like to the extreme, like where I couldn't even eat nothing. So I lost a lot of weight while I was there too, because like I said, the week when I told you at the beginning of the story, I had you know, my throat was hurting, but it went away. So I thought, you know, I wasn't thinking of no strep throat when I you know, went into the emergency room. I was thinking of something as far as my lupus, because shoot, I'd be thinking it's my lupus too when I go, and it's not my joints that's acting up. I'd be thinking that, okay, maybe my lupus caused it, you know. So what? So my throat ended up hurting so bad, y'all. I could not eat nothing. I was crying in them. I was like, can y'all just give me my stuff through IV, because I cannot swallow nothing at this point. I couldn't swallow nothing. And that went on for 3 days, y'all. 3 days. So they end up testing me for strep, and it came back as positive for strep. No. Yes. So yeah, they ended up testing me for strep while I was there as well. And it came back positive. So, no, they haven't tested me for strep yet. Hold off on that, but keep that in mind. So yeah, I ended up having to have surgery because they still couldn't find out what it was or what the lymph node was coming from. So I had surgery on my neck. If you can see the scar, I had surgery, and they got a piece of my lymph nodes, and they tested it, and then basically after the surgery that next day, I was in so much pain. Like, I was freaking crying, like screaming, crying, because it was so horrible, y'all. Like, the pain was so unbearable. It got so swollen. I think it became infected somehow, some way, but I went through the night fine. Like, I had the pain medicine. I went to sleep. I was fine. But when I woke up, I told the nurse, like, something's not right. I don't feel good. I just feel weird. I don't know. Something's going on. So she checked my blood pressure. My blood pressure was 140 something. Like, it was very high. And then she's like, okay, so your blood pressure is so high. Let me just check your temperature to see. My temperature is like 110. Well, not 110. It was like 105. And so, I mean, next thing I know, all the doctors come swarming in my room, everywhere, trying to, you know, see what the heck was going on, giving me fluids, hooking me up to the, giving me fluids, doing the ultrasound thing on my neck area, just trying to see what the heck was going on with me. And like, this lasted for a couple days, going into the following week. So my fever finally started going down, but it's like every day when I say, okay, I don't have a fever, my fever always spikes up. So yeah, I was getting fever after fever. And then that's when they found out that it was strep, because they also did a respiratory test on me, and they took blood from like this area. So the respiratory went in this way and got blood from me, and that test came back positive. And then the test from my lymph nodes came back positive. They were still like, how the heck strep is gonna cause your blood pressure to go up to sky high like that, to like 140 something, and for you to have a fever that high? So they were still like, okay, I don't think that's right. So finally, when the I gotta pronounce this right, pathology, something like that. I can't even think of the word, the pronunciation rather. So yeah, when those results came back, it said strep again. So they finally said, okay, maybe this is a strep, maybe, you know, it's not your lupus, so we're gonna start giving you, you know, antibiotics. So they gave me Sulfoxaflor through the IV. No, they gave me vancomycin. I'm sorry, y'all, it was a lot of drugs they had me on, so I'm confused. So yeah, they started giving me vancomycin, and I was on that for a couple days. And then when they finally, like I said, when the test finally came back and they said it was strep, excuse me, y'all, they finally gave me penicillin. And then the penicillin is what helped the swelling go down. It started to ooze out. You know, all the stuff started to ooze out and it started to go down. Sorry. Ooh. It started to go down even more, and it helped them better. So I was able to be discharged on Friday, and I was happy. So yes, so the week of Labor Day, I had to go in the hospital because I didn't feel good, and that was with my lupus. It was my iron was acting up. So when I was discharged, Monday, I think that was the 6th. Of course, you have to wait a while before you go back. Like, even when I was in there for the 2 weeks, I had to wait. My doctors told me to wait to go back on August 5th to work. And they was trying to make me go back early. I said I was okay with that because I was going to be training and I was going to be in the IV room. So I didn't, too much get mad about that. I said, okay, I'll come back because I'm still trying to make my coins. So I said I didn't care. So then the gorilla called me, the manager called me and said, well, could you come in and do some other shift? It was a shift that I was going to be doing a lot of walking. And I was like, didn't I tell you that, that I can't do so much walking? I just got out of the hospital. My energy is still very low. I can still pass out because I'm weak. And then another thing, in the hospital, I told her all of this. I was keeping her updated with everything I was going through. I can show y'all the text message. I was keeping her updated from every day. Every day she texted me, I would keep her updated on what was going on and everything. And my mama was like, well, maybe they just, she just checking on you because she cares about your health. I said, honey, please, she don't care about your health. She just want me back at work. And that's with any job. They just want you back at work to see how you feeling so you can get your butt back to work and work. That's it. And that proves it, because when I got out, like I said, for the Labor Day, when I had to go in for the iron, when I got out, that's on the 7th, I didn't go in. But on the 8th, I was supposed to work at night. I get a call from her. I was asleep. So luckily I went to the bathroom because I always sometimes look at my phone. So I looked at my phone and I had a text message from the Elephant, the lead pharmacist, and she texted me basically don't come to work unless you call the gorilla first. Don't come at the work unless you call the gorilla. And so I called her. She went to the gorilla and told her that Ashley's on the phone. She wasn't ready for me, so she called me back. And when she called me back, she had HR on the phone. And from then on, I already knew what it was. They fired me. And I asked HR, I was like, so y'all fired me because of my health situation, something I can't control? And they told me yes. So right now I have no respect for that hospital whatsoever. Maybe the hospital, but the people in the pharmacy area, I have no respect for them because, like I said, they act like they care, and they really don't. Like, it's crazy because at the other hospital, like I said, I was out for 3 months and I came back and had a job. So nowhere in hell did I expect to be fired. Like, I thought that was real horrible of them to fire me. Like, I was crying at first. I was upset because, like, it's really something I can't control. It's like, damn, I didn't get fired because of my mouth or something I said to somebody. I got fired for something I can't control. So, yeah. But, you know, God is good because I ended up getting the offer at the end of September. So, September 30th is when I got my offer with another hospital. I thank you guys so much for that blessing because it pays way more. Overtime is way more than what I got paid at the other hospital, and it's a blessing in itself because, you know, God works in mysterious ways. And in that moment I thought that it was over for me. I thought that, damn, this is like the worst day of my life because they fired me. But what you fail to realize is God had blessings. And baby, when he blessed me with this job that I got right now, thank you, Jesus. Like I always tell people, are you living it? Because if you're living it, you know God will provide, okay? So I thank God for him for blessing me with that job. Like I said, I'm not even worried about them no more. I'm just going to continue to do me, focus on my health, make sure I'm good and well. And winter's coming up, so I'm going to make sure I'm taking my supplements. I always go to the B12 store. It's in the Mall of Georgia. So I go there to get all my shots and stuff, and it helps me as well. So, yeah. So, yes, guys, that's how I got fired. Give me your opinions in the bottom of, in the comments. Let me know how you feel about this situation. But to me, I thought it was very wrong of how they did me. But like I said, everything happened for a reason, and I'm just so blessed that I got another job opportunity to make more money than I ever did, and I just thank God for it. So yes, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and be looking out for my next video. Thank you guys.